thing.
Oh wait,
It's
wait, something's happening, bro.
Dissolution.
This delusion of the Commonwealth.
You
I'm
just
out
lost.
of the game, guys.
Yikes.
Imagine losing.
Did you
Imagine
just get
losing.
kicked out of the game?
Yeah, he got put out.
Poland,
Man.
Ruthenia is now an independent state.
Unpose.
no way. Oh my god.
No, no.
Extreme.
Oh, you want to do it? You just want me to leave it on AI?
You retard.
No AI, no AI.
What do you mean by that? I had one option.
Well, that's the way
Imagine
it is.
losing.
Fuck me.
XCA officially lost in a multiplayer. What a fucking.
Poland-
Mad.
You think you
Holy
deserve
shit, I
more?
just noticed. You know Londonderry in real life? In this it's called fucking Parisderry.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Oh,
it's kind of funny, actually.
that's funny. Andre.
It should be called fucking Copenhagen-derry now. And welcome back. Before we get into the main events, I want to point out something interesting that happens in this mod. Now, I colonised New Zealand, which starts off in this mod uncolonised. I had it as a colony for a while, some Scandinavians moved there, but I found there was a decision where I could create a releasable nation that has cores on it and a Scandinavian as the primary culture. I believe whichever nation colonises it can create a little country with their own culture as primary culture. Anyway, I released that as a little puppet of mine that could get immigrants, and it did. So later we'll check back on New Zealand and see how many immigrants they got and how many people assimilated to Scandinavian. Fucking New Zealand is getting the most immigrants. Yes! Fuck yeah.
This is horrendous, man. We gotta stop New Zealand.
And you, young,
New Zealand.
we will watch your career with great interest.
Can we stop fucking stockpiling all the goddamn steel and iron? I know someone's doing it right now and it's fucking everyone else. There's no reason to stockpile iron, please stop. Like, oh wow, look at that, the band just shot up 700. I wonder who did that. I wonder who that was. I wonder who that was. I'm gonna check this save, and as soon as I see who it is, I'd CB acquired.
I don't think it's me for once, actually.
It's not me. Alright, everyone send.
At one point the Russians came in and took the northern regions of India and Afghanistan, but I was busy with matters in Europe and I didn't really notice or care that much or do anything about it at the time. This might be important later. And, as you saw earlier, Poland-Lithuania fell apart and the player got kicked off it. It was just a substitute anyway, there was never a permanent player on Poland. So I took that region of West Prussia that I have cores on. But yet another European crisis was just round the corner. What are we fighting over this time? We're fighting a war over a Burgundian attack against Bohemia. In this mod, Burgundy has some path where he can form some nation, with Germans accepted as well as his existing pops, but he needs to have some of the Rhineland in his sphere of influence, and for that he's declaring war on Bohemia to take a little sphere country from him. But of course Bohemia apparently had the sympathy of every country in Europe. So in the green corner we've got myself and Burgundy, the official good guys. We are of course attacking Bohemia. Burgundy wants to form a nation that he can get by taking his feeling, and I of course want to cut down the huge threat I have in Europe, breathing down my neck, trying to take land from me. Who joined Bohemia's cause then? As it turns out, everyone. Hungary, the Ottoman Empire, Venice, Spain and the dual monarchy. All it took was for Hungary to say that he would join, and the dual monarchy, the Ottoman Empire and Venice are kind of just servile people who will join the bigger side, or join whatever strong personality seems to win them over. Anyway, I won't bore you much with the diplomacy. However, it turned out this was just a diplomatic failure. We ended up in a huge war against too many people we couldn't win, so let's see the war itself.
Worry, I'm neutral still.
Alright, start pushing into his land right now. Start pushing in on the east side. East side, east side.
TJ, send my vision request. They're pushing in.
He's attacking you.
I'm actually a bit worried that Burgundy promised Aragon unconditional support.
Wait, I just need to pause to see who exactly is in this war, because pretty much the whole fucking world is. Dual monarchy.
Literally. Follow up. Follow up.
Why are we paused?
You declare, but you claim you're the victim. Epic.
Well, we declare in one country and half the fucking universe turns against us.
That means you're an aggressor.
Ottomans, move those troops up towards that western front. You got bad troops in that battle, Bohemia.
Can our alliance join? It's a separate chant, just for a chance.
Alright, I got John Cena in there and that has rolled a 9. Now they're getting decimated. That's where you gotta beat them. Beat them to Kiel.
Ooh, the source of the
Good,
map.
good.
So as you just saw, the giant European coalition pushed me out of Pomerania once again, and they occupied that. The rules in this multiplayer game, however, and this is also a common rule in many multiplayer games, state that when the attacking side of a war surrenders, the defensive side can only add equivalent war goals to what the attackers had in the first place. In this case, we only went for acquire sphere of influence from someone, which is a pretty small war score. I can't remember how much it is. So Pomerania and Denmark occupied, Scotland, Northern Ireland occupied, our armies crushed, and we lost Switzerland from our sphere of influence, or rather, just Burgundy. It was another short war, but it was a very bloody war, so let's look at the casualties in the good old war analyzer. What an absolute disaster this war was for us. Right at the end of the war we called in Aragon, or Arabia as War Analyzer likes to call them, so that they wouldn't be truce isolated against all our potential enemies. But yeah, big defeat for us. We took 16. They only took 550,000 casualties. Like I said, for such a tiny war, I mean, how long did it last? It lasted all of 4 months, and it caused this many casualties. Absolutely devastating. 1.2 million people had to die or be seriously wounded over a war about taking something from a little sphere of influence. That is a real Victoria II moment. The biggest battles of the war took place in the front that I showed you, my front, in northern Germany. Now this border that you see here is not going to take place in any vanilla Victoria II games. This will only happen in Divergences of Darkness, but let's have a look at it anyway. The first decision you have to make is, are you even going to station troops in this front at all? In previous wars, even though I was at war with Bohemia, I didn't have any troops there. I just left it to be occupied because it's so difficult to defend. Scandinavia has a long, narrow strip of land at the top, while Bohemia and all his allies have plenty land to manoeuvre in the south. This means that if you do decide to station the whole border, you can easily get surrounded and cut off at any point by Bohemia. So the best you can do is hold this little area here. There's no way you can get cut off from reinforcements from Kiel, and to be attacked the enemy has to get through a river crossing or the big forest region there. But what did I do when I had this situation in the war? Well, I decided to just attack. I was being stupid. I was completely demoralised by the situation. But thinking back to my thought process at the time, I think I just tried to do an overwhelming attack on Bohemia before his allies could get there and completely outnumber me. However, the result was this absolute catastrophe that you can see in front of you now. I took 120,000 casualties, they took 70,000. Almost double, but not quite. That was the second biggest battle of the war. The next one, which preceded this, was the biggest one, in Hamburg. As you can see, the casualties are about equal at 170,000 apiece, but the reason they won this was because they simply had more troops to funnel in. It was a battle of attrition, this one. So after something like that, you just rebuild your armies, build up your industry, all the normal shit you do, like single player, and wait for the next crisis in Europe to break out for your opportunity. But much more important than all that was my little New Zealand puppet, which had been taking immigrants from all over the world and assimilating them into nice little Scandinavians just for me to annex later. Well, as you can see there, it's not much. It's not many people, not that many new Scandinavians compared to what I have back home, which is a lot. But it's honest work, honest work. Right, next time we're going to have the dual monarchies revolution, and it's an absolute clusterfuck of diplomacy and arguments and things happening, and it's going to be hell to edit, but I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. I'll see you then.